Howdy, people. Man, you watch funerals drive by all the time. It's different to be driving in one. This isn't my first funeral by far, but I think it's been a minute since I've gone to one. I was volunteering a lot to perform at some, and I went to this one a few years ago. My friend Lindsay had invited me to play for this child that had been murdered, and that was so hard that I kind of couldn't go to any funerals for a while after that. You know, you're not going to miss your dad's funeral, especially. I took ill this week because of my stress, and even knowing that I was going to be stressed, I couldn't keep my immune system where it needed to be. And I stayed in bed most all day yesterday, and I got a bunch of medicine in me to help me push through the day. And I'm glad we were able to be there for the ceremony, because it's important to have that closure, and not just for you personally, but I think it's important for the people that you're connected with, your family, people who come to the funeral, to hear your closure as well, because those words, even though they sound sometimes like they're coming out your butt, there's something in your heart that, that really means something to you. And it's important for those people to hear that, I think. I'm sorry, I know the AC is up real loud. But I really appreciate everybody who's reached out and said anything good to me, and I appreciate people who've come today. And if you couldn't come, I get it, man. This is, I don't think you should go to funerals if you emotionally can't handle it, because it's tough. It's so hard, and I'd rather you not, to be honest. Only time you should go is if you really feel like you need to be there to say something to the family to make them feel better, or you just, in your own way, you need to be there. The departed. But it's a really odd part of life. This celebration of the end. And I just thank everybody. I want to thank everybody who had some good words to say and sent their condolences. My condolences go out to those around me who've lost people just recently. On my Facebook page alone, I've seen 2 or 3 besides my dad, so my heart goes out to y'all too. And and anyone in my family who's suffering more than I can tell or know, my heart and prayers go out to you as well. And I just want to thank everybody that reached out. And Walter was real into mustaches. I think he gave me my love and passion for stashes. He always rocked some really amazing ones. Anyone who knew my dad over the years, man, y'all knew what kind of guy he was. And, he was a straight shooter. He was somebody who told you how he felt from the hip, if you wonder where I got it. And he didn't like stupidity, and he didn't like nonsense, and he would let you know. And he'd also let every cashier at every store he'd ever go to that he could buy it somewhere else cheaper. And I used to say, well, Dad, why didn't you go there? But Walter brought a lot of beautiful things into my life, like discipline and drive. And I never was in the military, but I was the son of a soldier, and he brought us up as such, which is why I didn't go into the military. I was like, I've had enough for 14 years, but it's something that's never left us. My uncle, my grandpa, my brother, we're a military family, and he's in his uniform right now, in his casket with his stars and stripes. And I want to remind some of y'all, I get that the world is unfair to a lot of people, but find another way to protest rather than taking a knee for Old Glory, because a lot of men and women gave their life for Old Glory, and it's draped on my dad's casket right now, because he believed in this country, and so do I. I don't know if anyone realizes how much an immigrant family believes in Old Glory and freedom in the United States, and And I want to reach out to any of my athlete friends because I understand the injustice in the world. I lived through it. I grew up in the racism in America, so I get it. You're protesting something that ain't right. I get it. Maybe find another way, though. There's other ways, because kneeling down on no glory ain't the answer. Because too many people gave up their lives for that, of all races, religions, and cultures. So I think if I could say anything about that, just find another way. But I get it. I get why you're protesting, and but there's probably another way. Anyway, we're going to lay my dad to rest, and I'm going to be done with this today, and I'll be carried around the rest of my life. But thank you, Walter, for being my dad, stepping up. You were my stepdad, and you stepped up when most people stepped back. And I know a lot of men out there, you ain't got to be related by blood to somebody to be a good father to them. All you got to do is love them and give them your life and let them know that you're here for them. And despite his mistakes, he spent his whole life trying to be a good dad to us and to provide a life of discipline and guidance that we needed to survive in this world. So thank you, Walter. Rest in peace, and I love you.